Hey, it's Brian Douglas from the Credit Rebound Institute. I've got a really short video for you today, but I want you to understand how important it is. I have discovered that so many people are getting those credit cards to rebuild their credit, some of those high-rate credit cards from some of the, big scam artists, if you will. And that's all fine and well. Whether you use Capital One or Premier or First Premier or whatever these companies are, they have some very compelling advertising. You'll get things in the mail, you'll see things online, you'll get emails. You name it. Here's the problem with these. I was talking to a woman just the other day. She's talking about her whopping $300 line of credit. Now here's the bad news. A $300 line of credit is going to do you virtually no good. Yes, you pay it on time, you build a credit history, that's wonderful. But here's the problem. $300 line of credit isn't going to get you any credibility with the lenders out there. You need a large line of credit. How do you get that large line of credit? Well, with these, I call them scam cards because to me they are. They're like, 20 plus rate of, percent of interest with a small limit and a high fee, like $75 a year or so. To me, that's a ripoff. A total ripoff. What I want you to do, at the very least, is get yourself a secured credit card. If your credit is not good enough to get an unsecured line of credit for $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, preferably at least $5,000, then get yourself a secured card. Now, if you have not been through bankruptcy, getting a secured credit card shouldn't be very difficult. There's a lot of people out there that do great secured credit cards, whether it be Wells Fargo, Citibank, or some of the others, if you haven't had a bankruptcy. If you've had a bankruptcy, then you're limited to a couple of specific lenders that will do a secured card for you at a high limit. One company, one bank out of Chicago, I believe that's where they're from, they'll do a $20,000 line of credit. Now, mind you, you've got to have $20,000 in the bank. But the key is that you can raise that with your deposits. So one of the things that we teach is which card to use, which method to use. But for heaven's sakes, don't use those high rate, low balance credit cards. They're not going to help you. They cost you money. You may think you're doing something for yourself, but you're doing something for that card company. They're not doing you any favors. Don't get those cards. Once again, if you have not been through bankruptcy, even if your credit is, let's say like it needs a case of Visine to get the red out, not a problem. Most banks and credit unions, if you have followed my advice about the proper credit union to use, most banks and credit unions will report to the bureaus and they will do a secured card because they have nothing to lose. Okay, if you put $1,000 in and they give you a $1,000 line of credit, there's no way they're going to lose any money because it's secured. That's the key. Use those cards rather than a $300 or $400 unsecured card. Trust me, it's better for you. Furthermore, one other thing, Fair Isaac is going to look at how your reporting is done with your cards, meaning what banks do you borrow from. If you're borrowing from like a First Premier or some of these other jokers out there, and I say that with all due respect, if you use them, they're not prime AAA lenders. They're the subpar lenders. You don't get the same results from Fair Isaac. It's marginal, but every little bit helps, right? So I want you to think about that. Furthermore, if a creditor looks at your report with real eyes, which is what we're hoping they do these days, they're going to see you're borrowing from First Premier or other subprime companies. That's not going to help you. So once again, higher limits, better lenders, go secured if you have to. That will help you tremendously in building your score. This is Brian Douglas. Thanks for visiting. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Come visit us at creditreboundinstitute.org. We hope to work with you and help you build your score as high as you want. Have a great day.